Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight we present to you the 2012 Royal Rumble match. I've decided to go ahead and do a quick, old school pre-show like they used to do back in the 1999, 2001 Attitude Era pay-per-views. So tonight we are going to have the classic 30-man Royal Rumble tonight at 7 o'clock Central, 8 Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific time. Call your local cable satellite providers or just simply click the buy button on your remote to order this pay-per-view. It is bound to be a great pay-per-view to start off the new year 2012. Along with the pay-per-view match, we have the WWE Champion CM Punk defending his title against Dolph Ziggler with special guest referee John Laurinaitis. And in the past weeks, we've seen John Laurinaitis undermining Punk and Punk undermining John Laurinaitis right back, pushing John Laurinaitis to his limits. Where 2 weeks ago on Raw Super Show, John Laurinaitis finally snapped and admitted that he will screw over CM Punk tonight. However, last week on Raw, we saw that Triple H decided to step in and tell John Laurinaitis that should he interfere in this match, his job will be under strict review the following Monday, and he will more than likely be fired. Would that be enough to stop John Laurinaitis from interfering in this match and screwing over CM Punk? Or will that even be enough for CM Punk to just completely forget about Ziggler and also handle John Laurinaitis during the match? Jack Swagger was set to be at ringside along with Vicky Guerrero in Swagger's corner. They're in Ziggler's corner, sorry about that. But due to 2 weeks ago on Raw, we saw CM Punk beat Swagger, banning Swagger from ringside as per John Laurinaitis' stipulation. Now that kind of evens out the favors on CM Punk for the match, but the match can still swing any which way depending on John Laurinaitis wanting to screw over Punk bad enough that he is willing to risk his job for such a bittersweet victory. Also tonight we have the World Heavyweight Champion Daniel Bryan putting up his World Heavyweight title against Mark Henry and The Big Show, two of the biggest athletes in this business. The world's strongest man and the 7'2", 500-pound monster Big Show in a steel cage match. The odds are stacked heavily against Daniel Bryan despite his tactics of weaseling his way out of these matches by setting off feuds between Henry and Show, and also the weight advantage, the height advantage. Being a cage match, his best bet would be to scale out of the cage, but he still has two big monsters that can overpower him early in this match and go ahead and make sure that he is not a big competitor before the match gets halfway done. Now, Daniel Bryan also has some major heat playing towards Big Show following the events on SmackDown when Show ran over Daniel Bryan's new girlfriend AJ and it's hurting her severely. Show expressing his deep sympathies, showing extreme sorrow for having done that, not on purpose, mind you. But Daniel Bryan doesn't see it that way. Daniel Bryan saw the Show as wanting to be a monster and really getting under Bryan's skin by taking the mind games too far. Now, Show showed up this past week on SmackDown and tried to voice his opinions, his feelings, his sincere regret for what happened to AJ. But Daniel Bryan didn't want to hear it. And Daniel Bryan ended up weaseling his way out of a match between him, and Mark Henry and Show by having the two big guys go at it, and by having Daniel Bryan stand outside the ring and try to distract the Big Show during the match, of which that effort had failed miserably for him. Now, this also brings us up to another monster that has a big match tonight. Kane, newly returned to the WWE, donning his traditional mask, going back to the vintage Kane that a lot of us have known, the big red monster, back to his old evil ways, and now taking his anger out on John Cena, wanting Cena to embrace the hate. We've seen him play mind games with Cena, trying to attack Zack Ryder, and almost successfully pulling him through the ring back down to Kane's world before Cena intervened. However, Cena couldn't save Ryder enough when this past Monday, Ryder had to go up against Kane in a match, Falls Count Anywhere, and was driven through the stage by Kane via chokeslam, causing Ryder to be out of action for a long while, almost indefinitely, with a broken back. Now, Eve was standing there the whole time, unable to do anything, almost getting attacked by Kane, until Cena showed up and drove Kane from the building. And Eve blamed Cena for Ryder's injuries. Is she wrong? Is she right? Who's to say? But we finally saw Cena embracing the hate right when Ryder's ambulance drove away from the stadium. Could that mean that we will see a new, intense Cena tonight during his match with Kane? You can only find out by ordering the pay-per-view tonight. The Royal Rumble, like I said before, is back to its 30-man stipulation. But a brand new stipulation that has been made for this year is that every superstar is eligible to compete in the Royal Rumble. That includes the WWE and the World Heavyweight Champions being in the Royal Rumble should they choose to. If they win, they can face the other for the championship, and they could possibly make another undisputed championship, or unifying the two titles and becoming one big champion and competing both on Raw and SmackDown. Or we can have one of the newcomers come up and win this. We all know that The Miz has been a former WWE champion. We all know that he now has the number one spot in the Royal Rumble. When only two people have come from the number one spot and gone on to win the Royal Rumble and also win the title at WrestleMania. Is The Miz lucky enough to be able to pull this off and become the third person in history to do it? You can only find out tonight, folks. There have been major stipulations about who is going to be in this Royal Rumble as far as surprise entrants. And I gotta say, from my standpoint, I cannot put out any information. I can only go off of rumors that everyone else has been hearing. But I can tell you one thing, it is sure to make this Royal Rumble a pretty awesome Royal Rumble to lead us into the road to WrestleMania. The Royal Rumble again starts at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock Pacific, 7 o'clock Central. Simply call your local cable or satellite provider and order the Royal Rumble 2012 pay-per-view, or simply click the buy button on your remote control. It's that simple. The price for the Royal Rumble is $45. It is a good way to kick us off into the road to WrestleMania, and also help get us pumped for Super Bowl season for all you wrestling and football fans out there. I guarantee you we are not going to be disappointed this year as in years prior. Last year's was pretty good with surprise entrants Big Daddy Diesel, Booker T, the Great Khali, and also a few other mentionable returns that didn't last long this year. But I can tell you what, with three secret entrances being set, no names being mentioned, I promise you it is a Royal Rumble to watch. Once again, folks, please order this pay-per-view right now. I hope you enjoy it. Next is the Elimination Chamber, and then we set foot into the WrestleMania's home stretch, where we will see The Rock versus Cena, and we will see all the rest of these Road to WrestleMania storylines come to an end at the biggest stage of them all in Miami, WrestleMania 28.